Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today we have an alternative for Ultraboost 21, so let's see how they are. We start with the unboxing. As always, here you can see some of my sizes in other sneakers, and please notice that this pair is unisex. The box is the same like Ultraboost 21 or Ultraboost 20. I love the shape of these sneakers, and the colorway I think is just incredible. I love it. Having them on my hands, I've seen this small silhouette and I was afraid that maybe it's not my size or they won't fit me well, and I have to say that it wasn't the case. They fit true to size, so for me they are great. In comparison with most of the Ultraboost 21 that I've seen this year, only having them on my hands, I noticed that these ones, they are a bit more lighter. It might not be too much, but I noticed that difference. In the shot we can see the logo on the tongue. This one is reflective. I also wish that the stripes were reflective, but they aren't in this case. In the shot we can see the rubber sole. This one is made with Continental. Is the same like in Ultraboost 20, and it has this torsion system right in the middle of the shoe. On this sole we can see that it has some exposed Ultraboost spots. I'm not a big fan of that, but anyway, here we can see the laces. They are flat and with rounded tips. I like them this way. In this shot we can see the insole is the typical one from Ultraboost 20. I have a medium to height arch, and with these insoles I didn't have big issues. I wish they were a bit more softer, but yeah. Inside we can see the thin layer of foam that covers Ultraboost material. Inside, around the ankle, I noticed that it has quite some padding. It's not too much, but I wish it was a bit less. Here we can see the thickness of that padding on the tongue. Here we can see the right foot, because I always like to check both of them to see if they have any issues with the glue or stitching. In this case I didn't have any issues with that. They are actually very well made. Here we can see a bit the paint on the midsole. As you can see, it's very well done. I didn't find any empty spots or nothing weird. In the shot we can see the exterior labels. They are the typical that we can find on Ultraboost, no matter what version is. The insole on the right foot is exactly the same like the one from left foot. The interior label on this model remains on the tongue, in comparison with the one from Ultraboost 21 that it is on the heel. Here we can see a bit better the Primeknit and the laces. You can see here how elastic they are. It's not too much, so I like that. About the Primeknit, I like that they don't have those margin panels like in Ultraboost 21, but I don't like the thickness on the tongue and around the ankle. It's quite thick there, and I have a big instep, so I can notice that a bit better than other people. For me, it's like wearing short pants under your long pants. It has a bit of a weird feeling, to be honest. For those that they have flat feet, I don't think they will notice as much as me, so yeah. In some angles, I think you can see that thickness on the tongue and how thin is the material around the tongue. It's a very big difference, so that's why I'm noticed a bit too much. In the shot we can see the cage. I think the thickness is the right one. Other thing that I like it very much on this pair is that the midsole is not that dense like the one from Ultraboost 21. That one was losing a lot of cushioning because of this, because it's having too much density. And finally we have the weight test in comparison with New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 version 9. We can see here the weight of New Balance. They are a bit more lighter than the Ultraboost, but the gap is not as big as the one from Ultraboost 21. And a quick physical comparison in between them. The New Balance has a bit more midsole, and that translates in more cushioning. In the shot we can see the outsole. Obviously in this case New Balance has a better sole because it's thicker, doesn't have that much exposed foam. Overall it's just better, for me at least. Here we can see the knit on both of them. In New Balance is very thin. I think for me it's ideal this way because it doesn't have too much weight. Also, I didn't have any issues during summer with overheating or problems like this. In the shot we can see a bit how they look, both of them, when they are exposed to light. Of course it's a big difference. New Balance is like a torch in comparison with Adidas, but well, that is what it is. You can see here the logo is also reflective, so I like that very much. Here we can see the both insoles. I like a bit more the one from New Balance because it's giving me a bit better cushioning. The footbed is almost the same. The only difference I think on the interior is that the collar and the padding is a bit less on New Balance. The tongues are different. On New Balance is the classical one. It has some padding, but I don't mind. I actually like it this way. It's very comfy. And the Ultraboost is sock fit, but as I said before, it's a bit strange, the feeling with that padding around the ankle, for my feet at least. And here we have a proper on-fit shots. You had the chance to see my instep and my arch. I like the cushioning on these sneakers. I wish it was a bit more foam on that midsole, but even so it's much better than the one from Ultraboost 21. That is a fact. I think Ultraboost 20 is something very similar with this one. So both of them, they are a better shoe than Ultraboost 21. The only difference in between these ones and Ultraboost 20 is that those, they have a sock fit much better made than these ones. For me, those will be my first choice if I had to pick something from Adidas. Having both of them on my feet, I can see the comfort is very similar, only the cushioning is much better on the New Balance because it has more foam on that midsole, so that is obvious. But even so, I like this Ultraboost 5 DNA. You can see here how it looks, the silhouette very thin, and in comparison with New Balance, you will think that they are different sizes, but actually they are the same. They have the same space inside. Here was a poor choice to trying to measure them with this tool, but even so, the size in both of them, it was around 2.5 centimeters or almost 1 inch. So both of them, for me, they are true to size. I like the knit on both of them because I don't have those problems that I had with Ultraboost 21 where those merging panels were staying over my toes. Here it's not the case, so thank God for that. Here we have some unfit shots from lower angle where we can see both of them, the profile that they have and how they look on my feet. I have slightly a bit wider feet, and in other shoes I noticed problems with them because of that. Here is not the case, so thankfully this model is well made on that regard. In the shot we can see a bit better the reflective side of these sneakers. On the Adidas model is a bit more discreet. You can hardly tell that they are reflective with this light. I wish that reflective pattern that we can find on the tongue, we can find it on the midsole also. So now it's time for pros and cons. Well, for pros, first of all, obviously the colorway, I think it looks very good. You cannot find it in many other running sneakers, at least I didn't see it myself. Other thing will be they're a bit more lighter than Ultraboost 21, much better comfort, much better comfort, and even better cushioning with these ones. So only with that you have a winner with these ones. Other than that, I don't know. For cons, as always, remains the price, because it's 180 euros worth $180, I think, if I don't mistake. I have to check again. And maybe that the extra padding that they have on the tongue, because for my big instep that I have, I can notice a bit much more than other people. But overall, I think they are good sneakers. I do recommend them, at least to check them. And if you like them, just go ahead and buy them. If you can find them on sale or at a reduced price somewhere, I think it's a good buy. I think I will end here this video. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to see other colorway from Ultraboost 21, again, let me know, and have a nice day.